Third time's the charm. Of course, every YouTuber has to do their obligatory introduction video, so I just decided to make mine a Q&A. What's up, y'all? Some people know me as the Sagittarius. Other people have called me Bartholomew, but today I'm just Jaleia, and this is my first video recorded for the third time. And yeah, welcome to my channel. Maybe I need like a baby, this is Kiki Palmer, yeah, but like something that has to do with my name. What made me do a Q&A? I couldn't think of anything else. Honestly, didn't know what to talk about. So I was like, what better way to get me to talk than to have other people ask me questions? So what I did was I created a Google document. I sent it out. Anybody who got it had the option to answer anonymously. Some did, one in particular did not. And these are just some of the questions. By the end of this video, my goal is to have you guys know a little bit more about me, as well as encourage you guys to come back if you want to know even more, because this will be multiple parts. I have several questions, and I'm so grateful for the support that I've received already. So, let's do this. So I color-coded the questions based on what they were about. And I was gonna do videos based on like the color-coded questions, but some of the categories only had like 2 questions. So it's just gonna be like a mix of questions. So first question is, what is one thing you wish people knew about you? And like the more I thought about this question, because like the answer, of course, I've recorded this 3 times now, so the answer has changed a lot. But I think what I really want to go with is that well, for one, I'm actually very quiet. If you've seen me in person, if you've ever worked with me, if you ever hung out with me or anything like that, you know I can be like very much lively, life of the party esque, but in all reality, I'm a very quiet individual. I go to bed early. I really don't say much. I don't text. I don't really call people or sit on the phone with people outside of my mom. Not lonely, more or less a loner, because I choose to be this way. It's just, I don't know, being in people's face has never been for me. I don't really care to be in anybody's face. Um, I just don't like it. Another thing I wish people knew about me, and you can probably gather this from me once we like have discussion, but I don't watch a lot of television that has real people in it. If it's not animated, you probably won't see me watching it. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, and the only time I really watch shows with real people in it is like competition shows. Like I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I love what's that show? Project Runway. I love Chopped. Like I don't like the newer seasons of Chopped because it doesn't feel like the older seasons do, but I really, really do love reality competition shows. RuPaul's Drag Race and Project Runway are probably like my top 2. I'm also a Love Island watcher. Guilty. Other things that I have up here that I wish people knew about me is I don't crochet for money. Y'all will probably see me crochet on this channel at some point. Do not ask me to make you anything for money. Please don't. You will get blocked, removed, banned. I don't know what they do on YouTube, but you ain't gonna do it underneath my videos. Why don't I crochet for money? I don't really do anything for money. I don't even hardly work for money. I don't care about money. It's just a means to an end to me. So I also believe that when you put monetary value on your creative journeys, that one puts a lot more pressure on you. And then two, well, it's really just the pressure part. Don't pressure me into making stuff for y'all. Don't do that. Like my mom had asked me for a hat and it took her like a year and a half to get it because like I was just like, girl, I don't do stuff creatively to sell. Like I do it to express myself creatively, and like literally that's it. That's all. I appreciate everybody for acknowledging my talent. I really love that you guys think I am super duper creative because that's all I really want to be seen as. But as far as doing things for money, please do not ask me. Please. I can give you a million other crocheters who actually do this for money, who will actually sell, work with you, consultation. Do not bring that over here to these neck of the woods. That's not how I roll. I hate it for y'all. Go to YouTube, Get you some crochet needles from Michael's, get you some yarn. Or even I got my first crochet yarn and needle from like a thrift store for arts called Reconsidered Goods in Greensboro. That's how I started. It took me $1.50 to start in YouTube. So, don't ask me to do it. I can give you resources. I can show you people. But do not ask me, please. Thank you. And then last but not least, this one is actually kind of funny, but I threw this in here. Um, I know a lot about Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, I know a lot about Five Nights at Freddy's. I've been watching, I started my Five Nights at Freddy's journey watching Markiplier play the first game back in like 2015. And it was just up from there. As an avid game theorist watcher, if you know, you know, that's all they was talking about for a little bit. So I just happened to acquire and accumulate a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's knowledge of their theories, the fanverse, all of that over the years. And I'm not ashamed of it. That's one of those comfort videos for me. Like, I will cut on a theory video about Five Nights at Freddy's real freaking fast if I don't know what else to watch. And I'll just be like, all right, well, this is it. And like, Rye Toast, John FNAF, ID's Fantasies, like I be cutting on all them videos and they just run in the background. They just literally run in the background. They're definitely, I'm contributing to a lot of the watch time for those videos because they just run. They just run. They just run. They just run. So yeah, those are some fun facts about me. The one about me being very quiet was not a deep cut, but those are some fun facts about me. I have a clicker from my phone, and like it just don't be turning the camera off. I tried to record it in like a segment, didn't turn my camera off, but whatever. The next question is, why are you doing this? To be quite frank, I'm doing this because I've been speaking on it for a while. My first attempt was during the pandemic, but I was broke. We were subject to living in the house, and as somebody with asthma, I was not taking the risk of actually going out and doing things. So I was like, ain't no vlogger life here. And I don't feel like I had quite experienced enough to speak on life experiences. I was 20 when the pandemic started. I was only in my sophomore year of college. So I don't really feel like I had done enough because I really hadn't. I hadn't done shit. I didn't have a car. I wasn't one of those people who worked in high school. It was strictly home for me because my parents wanted me to focus on grades. I didn't party until I got to college. And even then, that was few and far between. I wasn't at every single party. I drank, wasn't really a heavy drinker, but I did smoke my lungs out. So I didn't really do enough, or I didn't feel like I was doing enough in college to start when I originally had the intention to start. Another reason is because when we went to DreamCon 2025, I told myself at DreamCon 2024, when I came back for 25, I would have a YouTube channel or something to kind of promote, advertise, talk to people about when I got there. And I really don't know what happened, but that didn't happen. It didn't happen. And so I was just like, damn, like when I got to DreamCon 25, like I enjoyed myself. Fuck the content creator side. But I was just like, oh my God, like I said I was gonna do this thing and I didn't do it. I didn't feel bad about it, like I said, but I was just like, when you realize that you made yourself a promise or you gave yourself a task and you don't follow through on it, sometimes you really do be like, I dropped the ball on that and I really need to do better. Either don't make such promises to myself like that, or really try to work on delivering on the promise. So this was one where I told myself I would try to work on delivering on the promise. I've also found myself manifesting this on this process to, excuse me, on the road to sitting here in this chair in front of this camera. I was cleaning out my storage. I think during my second attempt of making this video, I found myself like practicing talking in front of the camera, setting my camera up at random times, recording myself doing stuff, a lot of b-roll footage in my camera. And this was kind of just me like setting myself up for the mentality that one day you will be in front of a camera talking, crocheting, lookbooks, whatever you plan on doing. One day that will happen and you need to be ready to be in front of the camera. So I found myself talking about this. There's one video of me in the car crying, and like I was talking about how like I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. So apparently like I'm doing the things. Shout out to 2023 Jaleia, because she was going through it, but girl, we here, we made it. We no longer at your mama house. we're fine. We're doing fine. Lastly, it's a gateway to a podcast for me. This is gateway to podcast. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there, but I want to get there. I don't care how long it's going to take me to get there because I want to get there. So it's very comforting for me to know that myself a couple years ago wanted this so bad, and now I'm kind of here making the attempt to do it, at least trying. I just want to try for myself. Yeah, I'm just really, it's really all about me when you really think about it. It's really all about me. My why is all about me. Speaking of all about me, which this whole thing has been all about me, but the next question is, what are things that you worry about on this new journey? And so honestly, I am afraid of getting discouraged. I rewrote the outline for this script sitting in one of my favorite coffee shops that I will be gatekeeping because I do not want to look at y'all. And I found myself saying, like, or realizing one of my biggest fears is that I will get discouraged. Recording this for the third time, or excuse me, recording this the second time and figuring out my lighting was bad really, really bothered me. And I was just like, okay. And it's like, it comes to a point where they say third time's the charm, but then I had to ask myself, if third time isn't the charm, would you be willing to do it again? Would I be willing to record this exact video again? Probably not. I'm trying to keep from scrapping the whole questions video altogether, but I just really don't want to get discouraged. So I was like, I'm going to do it as many times as I need to do it. I gave myself a deadline to have this video out. We're we're a little behind, but like I said, it's just because this is my third time recording this. I'm really trying hard not to get discouraged. It's been a lot, like, but I'm learning. So I'm really trying to give myself grace on that. And I think that's another thing is like I've been allowing myself a lot of grace. I keep telling myself it's okay to be bad at things first. You have to be bad at things at first in order to be good at them. So I'm like, okay, like really trying to treat myself very, very nicely during this process. But it's very easy for me to get discouraged, especially because I don't like being bad at stuff first. The other night, me and my homegirl went to play pool, and she been playing pool. Like she was like, yeah, I got a pool table once at my own house, and this and the third. And I'm like, girl, I don't like the feeling of the pool stick going in my finger. That felt weird. I didn't like that at all. But we managed to what you call it? We managed to play. I wound up losing because I claimed a pocket. I hit the ball and it went into another pocket. So I was like, that's dumb because I didn't even want to claim a pocket, but that's just the rule of the game. But yeah, I don't like being bad at stuff. That was my little anecdote for that. I'm also afraid of being misunderstood. Most of the time when people start a YouTube, it is for money, like the influencer lifestyle, things like that. I'm really not trying to influence y'all to do nothing. It's not to say that I don't acknowledge that my actions could potentially influence somebody to do something, but my intention is not to be like a heavy influencer. Like I'm not trying to get y'all to buy product. The only thing I want to influence you to do is experiment with your life and live. Like that's the only two things that I want to encourage y'all to do because that's what this channel is for me. It is for me to try stuff, talking, having fun, you know, these type of Q&A videos. I just don't really want to take on the like hard identity of influencer. Like that's just kind of not what I want. But I understand that's what comes with the territory, and somebody might see me that way, and I'm gonna be grateful regardless. And I'm gonna try my best to kind of, well, I don't do nut shit anyway, so I don't really have to worry about that part. But I'm gonna try my hardest not to make y'all and myself look bad. But for the most part, like I just want y'all to understand, like this journey, this YouTube, it's not for what most people would use it for. It's really something for me to just try. And I kind of want to take it off that pedestal because like I'm not banking on making money from this. Like that's not the intention behind it. So I kind of just want to take it off that pedestal because that'll also help me conquer the fear of being misunderstood. As long as I know what I'm doing here, I don't really care what y'all think. And then like another thing I'm afraid of is just being put in a box. Kind of like piggybacking off that whole like I don't want to be considered a hard influencer. Like just because, you know, I might go out and talk about restaurant, do a food review, don't put me in the box as a food reviewer. Just because I might show y'all a progressive video of my crochet pieces doesn't make me a strictly crochet content artist. Like, this is experimental for me. This is me having fun. I want y'all to watch me have fun, and I want to encourage y'all to have fun. So don't put me in a box. Like, that's ugh, the idea of like a hard label. Ooh. I was reading The Artist Way, and one of the quotes said, I can't remember who said the quote, but one of the quotes in the book was, um, if you were to ask most artists like what is the label they would put on themselves, most wouldn't choose one. And I have been saying my whole life, like, one of the reasons I don't really like algorithms and that whole format is because it puts you in a box, and I'm just like, yuck, gross, don't want to do that. So if word of mouth is the only way that people hear about me, because my algorithm kind of places me all over the place, then so be it. Like, I just don't put me in a box. I can't stand that. And so, my last question for this video, this is like a deep cut lore reference, and you'll understand why. Hey, hey. I don't know if you remember one of the conversations we had years ago. I was saying I should shave my head off, and at the time, your head was shaved. Yes. And you were saying to do it, girl. Your wigs would lay flat and you would feel more free and confident. You unintentionally encouraged me to shave my head this past year, completely bald. And I want to know what made you decide to grow your hair and locks out. Or, excuse me, grow your hair out and get locks. So, before I talk about why I grow my hair out, I just want to have this kind of PSA moment. I 100% stand by what I said. When you cut your hair, you are free. You are free of that kind of responsibility every single day, unless you want to wave up, different story. But you're just kind of free. And even then, you really don't have to wave up. You could really just kind of be a girl and just kind of keep it brushed down, and not really care for the do-rag aspect, put on a bonnet, call it a night. I took the do-rag route. I was cape out faithfully, and waved up with the craziest hair dyes, color combinations that you could think of. And that's just because I could. Like, I didn't have a lot of hair. I didn't have any attachment to my hair, which is what made me cut it off. And I just kind of stayed bald because I realized with shorter hair, I didn't have a choice but to appreciate my face and my features. And I didn't have a choice but to appreciate my little flaws and the fact that one of my eyes is lower than the other and like all these things. So it's like I felt a greater appreciation for my beauty with no hair. And I want to let you guys know, in a world where we are so heavily based upon looks, your femininity is not tied to the length of your hair. That's an old school belief, and I really wish a lot of people would kind of let that shit go, because not everybody has the mental capacity to deal with long, mine was 4C, so long 4C hair every day, or you might have a 4A, or you might have a 3B and want to cut that shit off. Hair is a lot. Hair is a lot to deal with. It's a lot of product. It's a lot of money that goes into keeping your hair nice. So cutting my hair off was a monetary choice. It was a spiritual choice. It was a decision that I knew was right for me. So I say all that to say I stand by what I said. When you cut your hair off, you're free. Mine was an act of rebellion against my parents as well. You could throw that one in there under the list of why I did it. It was also an act of rebellion. I'm here to confirm that today. If my parents are seeing this in 2018 or shortly after my birthday, when I cut my hair off, it was an act of rebellion against y'all. On to the actual part of your question, is what made me decide to grow my locks out. What made me decide to grow it out was the pandemic. Short and simple. I started growing my hair out because my barber was not taking appointments and I did not want to do my hair. Or excuse me, I didn't want to buy clippers because I was afraid I was gonna fuck up. So I just started growing my hair out. I had a short little fro for a little bit, and that I would like slip to the side and try to like style it as much as I could because I have 4C hair and I wasn't putting another relaxer in. So there was that. My hair eventually became long enough for box braids. So I was like, okay, well, I'm walking around with this little mini fro, might as well throw some braids in it. And then it was just kind of like on a roll from there. I didn't intentionally grow my hair out. Like I said, it was the pandemic. If I could have, I would have been bald for a little bit longer. But unfortunately, time just kind of passed, and I had just gotten used to having hair again. Like I really just got used to having hair after not having it for 2.5 years. It then formed into, once my hair got long enough, it then formed into mini twists. I became a mini twistaholic, and mini twist and box braids was all my hair was ever in. And they always used to say, if you really, really love mini twists or box braids, you're just a lock girl with commitment issues. So I was like, oh, got me there. Time just gets away from me, but Beyonce's Renaissance concert came into town, and my boyfriend's little sister had tickets, and we went. And I had been considering locking my hair for a long time at that point, so I told my boyfriend, one time when I twist my hair, if I'm satisfied with the twist, I am just going to not untwist it. I would be lying if I said the twist out before my like final twist, that should have been the twist. Those should have been the mini twists I locked my hair with. But it can't be perfect all the time. And I love my hair. I love my hair. It's matured enough to the point where like I'm satisfied with my locks. I don't really care for updos and styles, but like I can do them if I want to. I'm just kind of a simple person. I don't really expect like the whole shebang. I'm just kind of grateful that my hair is happy, healthy. I can color it and not worry about it falling out. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So it's nothing that really made me decide to grow my hair back out outside of like external circumstances. Couldn't really do anything about my barber not taking appointments. And by the time I was in the position to, start getting haircuts again, I didn't even live near my barber. And then I lived in Raleigh, which still wasn't near my barber. And then I finally came back to Greensboro. But by then, like my hair was like at the bottom of my neck. So it really didn't matter. At that point, I could have cut it off. I could have kept it. I just decided to keep it because I just got used to having hair. I missed wearing my hair in a little high puff. And as you can see, it's in a high bun right now. So, it'd be little things like that that I miss, but I definitely do miss being bald a lot of the time. So, if you want to be a part of the conversation and you want to ask me questions, I will link the Google Doc down below and hopefully come with a little more energy. I got up at 6 o'clock this morning to do my makeup, set up my lights, and it basically took me like an hour and a half to set all this stuff up. So by the time I got to actually sit down and record, as you can imagine, not really in the mood. I'm also getting a little hungry. But yeah, if you want to be a part of the conversation, you're more than welcome to click the Google Doc down below and ask me a questions. Hey y'all, this is Editor Jaleia here speaking. Sorry if I look weird. I'm currently at work. But I just wanted to let y'all know I was gonna upload the video yesterday and didn't, simply because I have not been active on YouTube long enough to provide links at the bottom of my video. I need at least 4 months of active use, and I'm only at 1. So we'll get there, but I do apologize because I did want to put the link out so you guys would have the chance to ask me questions, but it just didn't go that way. So that is all. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys again for those who did send in messages. And I just really want you guys to know that I appreciate you. All the love and support that you guys have given me over the years does not go unnoticed. And I'll tell you guys that I love you every single chance that I get. There is no outro. So I will see you guys in the next one.